start. We will be going live here in a moment. Thank you so much for joining the 6th annual Your Pain Matters Suicide and Mental Health Awareness Seminar. Webinar. We're just reaching out and going to speak a little about the Your Pain Matters. And we appreciate you joining this virtual summit. Pain to Purpose Self-Awareness, a guide to understanding mindfulness, how to maintain your mental health. This ebook is dedicated to Miss Zena Hall's class of 2022. Thank you so much, Zena Hill, for all you do. You are appreciated. What is mindfulness and how can it help me? Mindfulness helps keep your mind clear of distractions, helps you to relax and removes fear. 5 minutes a day of mindfulness keeps your mind clear and focused. How to be mindful at school. Begin by taking 3 deep breaths. Lay your head on your desk, close your eyes, and think of nothing at all. Being mindful eliminates hate, promotes love, and removes fear. Remember to take 3 to 5 minutes before a test to be mindful. Here are a few more tips to help you be mindful throughout your day. Take time off of social media and television for the next 7 days. Complete homework assignments as soon as you get them. Get plenty of rest, drink water, and mind your business. Eat more fruits and veggies. Eat regularly. Make working out fun. Do things that make you happy. Spend time with animals or take a walk in nature. Plant and grow your own foods. It's gratifying and it saves money. Mindfulness before bedtime helps you dream bigger at night. Try sharing mindfulness with friends and family. Take a few moments to breathe deep in through your nose and out through your mouth. If you would like more ebooks like this, please visit GB2K.org and stay mindful. Thank you for joining us today for the 6th annual Your Pain Matters virtual summit. Today, we will be taking action and talking about how do you take action towards your mental health? How do you take action towards suicide? How do you take action towards your just mental illness, period? So, what we're going to do is we're going to first go over what we're doing here and why we're here today. And first, just let me say, I am so excited to let you know that we have actually partnered with MTV's Entertainment Group and over 1,700 different leaders in the community. We have different organizations, community leaders, and companies all across the globe. But before we get started, I would like to share this brief commercial with you. So please stand by and we'll be back. All right, all right. Well, so much for the commercial break. We just gonna get right on into it. What are we doing here today? Today we are taking action towards mental health. Now, if you look up in the top, if you look up here in this corner, you'll see a logo that says Mental Health Action Day. That is the logo from our partnership with MTV Entertainment Group. And again, we've decided to come together and take action towards mental health. Like, not just talk it, not just bring awareness, but actually give you tools and resources on ways that you can take action. And we'll be interacting with our guests today. And I'd like to say thank you to everyone who is tuned in, whether you're live, whether you're viewing it on YouTube. We just want to thank you for joining us because this is really special. So today is our day to share with you and for you to share with us. Now, if you want to join in, just get in the comment sections. We'll be more than happy. We have our moderator over there working with us, so she'll be taking a look. But just any questions that you might have on mental health, chime in. We'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Any suggestions that you may have towards the end, we'll be more than happy to take any questions. But who are we? We're people who are taking action on mental health, and we're opening and creating connections with neighbors, families, friends, and colleagues, and also strangers like you and me. Some of us are strangers, some of us are not. Okay. Where are we doing this? Well, today we're online, but a lot of our partners have taken action in the streets, at the park, meditation, you name it, they've done it. And what we're doing in traditional and social media, and we're going into the streets, and we're also driving around and providing resources to everyone. And you can find more about how we do it on a collective level if you go and visit us at mentalhealthaction.us for more reasons. Now, why are we doing this? We want to do this because we want to empower our people. We have been in such a harsh time over the last 2 years that we just need to open up the resources. Okay. And RJ found the GB2K and the R.J. Foundation has partnered with MTV and over 1,700 cultural leaders in mental health in regards to the mental health action. Okay. So today we're going to try and do more by talking about our mental health and what actions have we taken to get this thing rolling on your start to a pure and delightful new way of living, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through talking about it, whether it's through therapy, whether it's through physical activities, because there are a lot of ways to soothe that mental health. So before we get started, I just want to share with you my story on how I embarked upon this journey of mental health awareness. Back in 2016, one of our GB2K kids since 2004 had abruptly taken his life. And the GB2K kid that had taken his life was my nephew. He was sexually abused and some things that happened to him. And he went through a lot. He overcame a lot and he grew from it. He learned from it. But as an adult at 25 years old, someone said something to him that triggered him. And it sent him straight into an instant, I need to get out of here release. I can't take this pain anymore. And he took his life. Well, when he decided to do that, I don't think he realized the effect that it would have on the family and on the people who loved him in his neighborhood, because it had a very tremendous effect on everyone who was involved in his life. And I, for one, was affected for about 6 months. I literally was like in a funk. I didn't want to be on social media. I didn't want to show up if I didn't have to. I didn't want to inspire anyone, and everyone knows I'm good on picking you up and lifting you up. If I'm down, I'm still an inspiring person. Although I feel that way. But at that time, I didn't feel so inspiring. I needed really someone to inspire me. And I didn't know that at the time that I was in a depression. I didn't know at the time that the feelings that I was feeling, had I just opened up and spoke about it, it probably would have changed my perception on the way I felt, and just accepted the fact that my nephew was gone and that I can cherish the moments that I had with him, and to be grateful for the times that I had. But instead, I went into all this. He's not there. I miss him. What did I do? I couldn't save him. It's my fault. Did I play a part in it? And all these things ran through my head. And in hindsight, when I think about it, it's almost as if I questioned myself into a depression. I put myself in a position where I felt like I couldn't help him, although I was very supportive to him throughout his life. So I want to just say this to you all. If you know someone who's dealt with childhood trauma, some pain from their past, don't ever use it against them as an adult, as a growing adult. It doesn't matter how strong they seem. It doesn't matter if they look like to you that they've overcome that pain, because they haven't. And even though they can mask it and walk through life and smile and have fun, they are still dealing with that trauma unless they've had really good therapy. Okay. So I just want to encourage everyone on here to be mindful on a daily basis of your mental health, but not just yours, the mental health of those who are around you, because you never know when someone's just waiting for that one word to trigger them so that they can end it all. So our goal today is to figure out, how can we continue to keep the conversation going, taking action, making moves to keep our mental health strong and healthy. Olivia Besum, she said that mental health is just like working out. She said that, when you go to the gym, you're working out your muscles, and sometimes it hurt. And when it starts hurting, we stop. And when we stop, we go back to being the weak person that we were, and then we have to start all over in the gym and keep going. But then there are people who go to the gym and they feel the pain and they just keep going and going and going. So mental health is sort of just like that. We can be dealing with mental health and we'll get a trigger, and then we'll stop dealing with it and we'll let it take over us. We'll let it control us. We'll let it control our emotions. We'll let it control our actions. We'll let it control our behaviors and the way we interact with people. And sometimes the people that are around us don't know what has happened. All they know is that you're acting different, or you're a little upset, you're a little vulgar, or whatever the case may be, just in a little funk. But they don't know that they've done something to trigger you to get you into that mood. So today we're going to talk about some things and do a couple of exercises to keep your mental health strong, to build that muscle even when you're feeling weak. In your weakest moments, the one thing you can do to lift your mental health is you can take a deep breath. Deep breath. Breathe deep in through your nose, hold it for about 3 seconds, and then let go slowly out of your mouth. So before we go any further, you guys, I want to do that one technique. So let's take a deep breath in, hold it for 3, let it go for 4. Ready? Let's go. Hold it for 3 and release for 4. And here's the key, guys. When you're releasing that breath, you want to make a noise. You want to make a sound. You want to feel it in your diaphragm. You want to feel it all up in here when you're letting it out, because that's the negative energy that you're releasing. And when you're taking in the deep breath, you're saying, I'm bringing in new, clear, free energy. And when you release, you're letting out the negative, hurtful things that put you in that funk. So again, let's take a deep breath and breathe in the great, loving, clear, mindful energy. And hold it for 3. And then let it go for 4. And if you can, make that sound. You feel so much better when you do. So if you do that 3 times when you're in a stressful situation, it'll snap you back into the present. It'll help you quickly to get back into the present and realize that, okay, this is a situation that is unfavorable, but how can I handle it in a proper manner without reacting in an offensive or defensive manner? Okay, so moving right along, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what we're going to do here moving forward. GB2K has created a summit where you can come and you can talk about your mental health, whatever it is. I don't care. It's not really your mental health. It's more or less your pain. What is your pain? So someone at the school is bullying you, or someone on a job they're treating you unfair, or you're in a relationship, it's abusive, but you don't know how to get out, or you're the only sibling in the family that got curly hair and everybody else has straight hair. Sometimes that could be a trigger. So what we want to do is create this platform where you can come and talk about your pain. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you're going through. If it's causing you to be disconnected from yourself and it causes you to lose sleep, if it causes you to be depressed, if it causes you to have anxiety, if it causes you to feel restless at night, if it causes you to lose focus, then you need to pay more attention to when you're entering into that emotion or that lack ofness, and release it through something like a deep breath. A simple deep breath can get you right back into the moment. And again, mental health can play a lot of different parts in your life. And that's what we want to do. And, you know, I've run across people who dealt with mental health and their actions were actually angry, like defensive to people, just for no reason, have an attitude. So what do you do when someone approaches you like that? And you don't know what mind state this person is in. You don't know that this is a mental health issue moment. Like, they're coming at me. I don't feel safe. What do you do? Well, I'll tell you something. If you react harmful or on a defense, you're just going to get this whole eruption. But if you say, hey, I understand, I can tell that you may be going through something right now, because what we just conversed about or what just happened between us really wasn't that bad. But is there anything that you would like to talk to me about? Is there any way I can help you, get to the bottom of what you're feeling and why you feel that we need to be in a conflict right now? Okay. So you can just be mindful and just not be so much of trying to tell them what to do, but you can be of an assistant to direct them towards something that's more healthy. And there's a lot of times that we don't know what to do, you know? And that's why we here at RJ Foundation and GB2K, we've created the summit so that you can come and talk about your pain. Now we're going to start these up next month. They'll be monthly. We will be holding some live locations in the Dallas area, but you would have to become a member of the GB2K website in order to get the information to those locations, because those are private locations and we will have special sessions. But we will have sessions online once a month starting next month. And all you have to do is visit gb2k.org to submit your information to be a part of that session. And we'll be hosting it every month for throughout the year. And we'll be taking action throughout the year. So you want to keep up with us to know what we're doing in the streets of Dallas, Texas, because that's where we're at. We're going to be out there taking action, whether we get with the fitness guru and do some exercises, whether we get with the relationship expert and learn some techniques, who knows? But we're going to take action towards our mental health. We have to do it, you all. This year has been a very rough year for a lot of people, not just because of the COVID, not just because of us losing family members, but of the economic issues that we're having today. And I know it's weighing down on everybody, and that's why we're here taking action. So I hope you all feel the need to be a participant in one of those sessions, because guess what? We're all dealing with mental health. We're all dealing with mental health on one capacity or another. And my goal for you is to help you overcome that. Okay? So I want to share with you a video that was comprised of some of our leaders with MTV. And I am going to actually play the video of the commercial that we had with our leaders in the community. I think you'll really enjoy it. So please bear with me here, and I'll share my screen. And again, just one moment.
It's easier than you think. Last May, the world came together for mental health.
Everyone who is struggling with their mental health, you're not alone. There's no shame in seeking help.
To shift culture from awareness to action.
Today is Mental Health Action Day.
We all have mental health.
What will you do to support yours?
I'll go first.
This year, more than 1,400 media, retail, and nonprofit partners from around the globe will join forces on Thursday, May 19th. To make this Mental Health Action Day even bigger.
Knowing that there are resources out there to get help if you need it.
Because mental health is health.
Make time to connect with yourself.
All right, let's do a little meditation.
With loved ones.
I am beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
I am smart.
I'm smart.
And with your community.
Sometimes it's just about reaching out to a friend. What you have to understand is you're not alone, and you don't need to be alone.
Take action and join us for Mental Health Action Day on Thursday, May 19th.
All right. I hope y'all enjoyed that video from our sponsors over at MTV. Go MTV. Thank you all so much for your participation in what you do and making a difference with mental health and taking action. So I want you guys to do me a favor. Tell me some of the things that you have done in the last year, or that you realize that you have done to take action towards your mental health. Okay. Now, and provide to us the resources that you use, because that's what we're here for. We're here to share our mental health resources. Now, what I like to do is I like to meditate. I like to take about 20 to 30 minutes out my day, or periodic 5 to 10 minutes out my day, up to 30 minutes, and just be mindful, just relax, close my eyes. I don't think about anything. I don't pray about anything. I don't bargain for anything. I don't barter. I don't ask God, the universe, well, if you give me this, I'll do this. No, I just sit there and I just sit here in silence, and I make sure that I am in tune and able to hear from my higher self. Because one thing I found is that we are so out of touch with ourselves. We are so caught up in social media and what social media think, and what can I do to post on social media to make it look like I look good and feel good. But a lot of us are on social media looking good, but we're not feeling good. And I tell you one thing, most of the people who post the most, those are the people who are probably hurting the most. And what I mean by that is we're all adults, successful, functioning adults, who are still walking around with childhood trauma that we never addressed, that we never dealt with. We never got therapy for it. We never got to the root cause of what happened and why it happened and how did it happen. And we never accepted that it happened and we lived through it. We never accepted that it happened and it was a lesson. It was a character. It was a stone to build character. We never accepted that, okay, this happened to me, but now I'm going to sit that over here. Instead, we carry that with us throughout our lives, and it affects our work. It affects our relationships. It affects our communication skills. It affects a lot. And then you got the mental health on top of dealing with that childhood trauma, which is the reaction of other people coming against you when you're going through. Oh, why you're doing this, or why are you acting like that? How come you're not coming out? How come you're not on social media? That can trigger you to go deeper into a funk. And you guys, we have to know that we have to start being accountable for our brothers and sisters. We have to start taking account and being their keepers, because sometimes when you're going through mental health, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to stay focused. So I'm going to suggest a few things just to take action towards your mental health. And one, my favorite, is meditation. 15 minutes a day will keep the bugaboos and the lack of mental health away. We want to be mindful of other people around us when we're communicating with other people. You may say something to them that may trigger them later. We want to start getting out into nature. Go walk amongst the trees, listen to the birds, pay attention to the bugs and things like that. Nature, get by a lake of water. That's always soothing for the mind. Sitting by water or being on the water, active in the water, any type of water activities will help you to release some of that emotional stress that builds up over the days, over the weeks, over the months. And also dancing. Did you know that dancing can release a lot of tension and stress and lessen your mental health? And not only that, it's a great source of exercise. Talking to someone, just meeting up with girlfriends on a Friday night and having a glass of wine and just talking about your concerns, and you never know what the next person's going through. and stop thinking you're alone. You know, one of the other ways that you can take action is exercise. It's just like dancing. The more vigorous you are, the better you feel. The more you move, the more you groove, the better you feel. Okay. So I just want to encourage you all. And there was a couple of things that may be available to you in your local communities that you can look up. So I suggest Googling activities that you can do in your neighborhood, whether it's just a group of people walking through the park, maybe some clay art, maybe just painting, anything that has to do with being creative can also lessen the mental health. Just being creative, if it's nothing but just like face painting or drawing a picture. My favorite is getting crayons and just getting a coloring book and going crazy. Like that's my thing. I love coloring books. And just being mindful. I mean, you take time. You actually, when I color, I actually connect with the youth, the younger me, and that's when I get to like have conversations with myself, with my younger self, because you're like, okay, girl, you going out the lines. You know, you don't go out the lines, but then you start to have those other conversations that you had when you were younger with yourself, and that's one of the things that I normally do is I talk to my younger self. And I give her all the advice. And I'm like, well, what would I tell myself now back then if I knew now? I just go back and I tell her. So those are some things that you can do to take action. If you have any suggestions, I really honor if you would leave it in the description box. Share with us what you do to take action towards mental health, because it's very important that we take a stand and that we get important. So I have JB over here, and I'd like to know, JB, being that you're here with me today, and you are the co-founder of GB2K and The R.J. Foundation, would you like to share some of your, techniques that you use to take action towards mental health?
Absolutely. I would like to say that I'm honored to be here first for the 6th annual Your Pain Matters Suicide and Mental Health Awareness. This is such a serious topic, and it doesn't just fall on women, it falls on men, it falls on children, it falls on the elderly. You can just be in a situation and you can find yourself just being depressed. So when you spoke on things triggering you, I thought that's what is very important, when you understand and know what your triggers are, because those are the things that actually bring us into our depressions, into our anxieties, into a storm of a downfall of being non-social and things like that. And I just have this little thing I want to read. And it says, you have to learn the difference between someone disrespecting you versus you feeling disrespected. There's definitely a difference. Emotional ears hear from a place of offense. Sometimes it's not what they said, it's what you are triggered by. And unless you know your triggers, you'll see everything as an attack.
Wow.
And I got this through a text message from a young lady we interviewed, a Twinsy, a while ago, and on one of our shows, and she sent that to me, and I just thought, wow, that is a strong message. I want to send it out across the board, but I don't want anyone being offended that I sent it,
I think you just did. I think you just sent it across the board.
Well, that's what I thought. I said, well, I'll wait for the Your Pain Matters and I'll just share it. Then that way it's for everyone, because you definitely have to know what triggers you to feel defensive, to put you on the offense or to put you on the defense because somebody is saying something to you in a way that you think is offensive. And really, they are not saying anything offensive. It's just they said one word to trigger something inside of you to make you feel like you need to react. And so I just wanted to share that with the world because it's very important to know what triggers you and why it triggers you. Because if you know what triggers you or what words trigger you, then you can understand why it affects you. And you can try and meditate on that and find your peace and find your balance within those things that make you feel like you're being attacked by someone and they're just having a basic conversation. And we never know what word or what facial expression or what any little thing that would trigger us to feel like I'm coming back at you and this is how I feel. So that's just one thing. Another thing is you could be personally dealing with something that is totally beyond your control. And these things bring up all kinds of anxieties and stressfulness, distress. And so you have to be mindful, like Twinsy was saying. You have to be mindful of the things that you're putting yourself through and experiencing. Always know what triggers you. Don't get involved with things that are beyond your control because you can't control people and you can't control certain things. You can only control what is in front of you. And
only control this. That's right.
You can only control what your mouth say, what your mind thinks, and what your body feels.
That's
so
right.
If you stick to just what did they say? Mind the business that pays you. If you just do that, then you won't have that feeling of something being out of your control because you'll stay in your lane and you'll stop trying to control stuff that's not in your lane, because when you do that, you just cause a distressfulness within yourself.
That's right.
So I just pray for everyone out there that feels depressed or alone or needing someone to talk to or wanting a hug or just wanting to feel needed. You're not alone. And there are so many others that feel that way. And you just have to hang in there and know that all of this is just an illusion. And once you just focus on self, then you can stay in control and you don't let that depression sit in on you so fast. So I wanted to share that, and hopefully it helped someone. And if it didn't, hopefully I just wasn't saying a whole lot of nothing. Hopefully it will enlighten you to know and understand what triggers you. And when you find yourself in those situations being triggered, do the backslide, the Michael Jackson moonwalk over there, because instead of reacting, know that you've been triggered.
That's right. That's good.
Thank you so much.
I think that's really good. And thank you for sharing that. I like that quote. And it just reminds you that you don't have control over everything, and you shouldn't let what people say hurt you. But it's funny, back in the day when our parents used to tell us sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Well, sometimes words can be very hurtful. And that's how we got into the whole bullying thing and social media, cyberspace bullying and things like that. Those things can be very hurtful when people start ganging up on you on social media, or bringing you down on social media. So I totally get that, and I like the way you said just backslide up out of it. Just backslide. And I have something here from our mental health website where we talk about a few attributes of depression and mental health. And one is talking about angry. And it says we all get mad and annoyed sometimes, and it's natural. But when those emotions happen way too often, they can bring distracting, stressful, and we need to be able to manage them before things get worse. So you can get angry, like you just said, someone can say something to trigger you and you get angry. But in your anger, you're distracted from really what the root cause was that you're just triggered from something that reminded you of a past pain, right? And we fail to, like you said, put it in its place, compartmentalize those emotions of, okay, did they just intentionally try to hurt me, or did they say something that actually makes me feel bad when I hear it? And it doesn't matter who it comes from. Do I react or do I get mindful? So the goal here is to be mindful. The goal here is to take action. The goal here is to not be anxious and not be sad. So what do they say about anxiousness? Many people who struggle with the feelings of anxiety, but we must and we can work through and overcome those feelings to make the most of the work, the school, and relationship life. And that's true a lot of times. If you're anxious, meaning, I got to go to work and all these people are in the office and they're going to be saying hello, good morning, good morning. That can be a trigger for you to be just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to work today. Oh my gosh, I want to wait. I'm going to go in late, or I'm going to go in early, or I'm going to go the back way. I don't want to go where everyone's going, because you don't want to deal with the anxiety of having to interact with other people. And it's like we deal with so much that's common that we may look at like, oh, she's just going through it. But on the inside, we're really going through it. It's not just an emotion. It's not just a reaction. It's an actual emotion that has been festering and pondering within. And like you said, someone can just say something to you, trigger you, and you go off. And we need to start being more mindful about our actions, instead of being, like you said, taking offense and being on the defense and offensive. To say, hey, what role did I play in to make that person want to communicate with me in that way, or react to me and respond to me in that way? And how can I make it better by responding in a different way? So today, by taking action, I recommend at least 5 minutes of meditation. It works for me. It helps me to be relaxed. It helps me to be stress-free. And sometimes I can get a little stressed out. I'm not gonna say I can't, because nobody's perfect, And if we say, "Oh, I don't ever get stressed out," that's a lie. But how you deal with the stress is what matters. Do you take your stress out on other people? Do you make it somebody else's fault that you stressed out? Are you taking accountability for when you do feel stressed and you don't take action? Do you take accountability for that? Say, oh, you know what? I should have just took a walk. Instead, I just stayed there and stressed and stressed and stressed, and didn't nothing come from me stressing, but more stress. Now I have anxiety. Now I'm upset. Now I'm mad. Now I'm sad. We can overcome all these emotions if we just learn to put them in their place when they come up. And I really appreciate that. Again, thank you so much for sharing with us with that. And pretty much Guys, you just have to take action. You can't sit on the sideline and talk about you want to be healthy and you want to be physically fit and you're going to the gym every day, but you're not thinking about your mental state. You're not thinking about your mental health, that mental muscle. So we encourage you today to stay mindful and be mindful when you're communicating and dealing with other people in the world, because you never know what they're going through. If you need some help and you would like to talk to someone about it, you can visit our website at GB2K.org. We'll be more than happy to assist you. You just leave your contact information there, and someone from our team will get back to you as soon as possible. If you'd like to join the 100 mentors, you can also go to our website at GB2K.org and leave your contact information, where you can help support the youth that are actually suffering with mental health and help them to overcome what it is that they need to do. Well, and with that being said, I just want to say today, for us, your pain matters, my pain matters, everyone pain matters, and it doesn't matter what you're going through. The most thing you can do is talk about it, share your story, share why you're going through the pain. I'm telling you, you'll be surprised how much better you feel when you share your pain.
You know, Twinsy, what the world really needs to know is that they don't have to be afraid to talk about it.
Exactly.
You have to express what you're feeling so that others can know they are not alone. We are all feeling the same things. We all have the same emotions. We just deal with them in different ways. So we have to take care of one another, and we have to listen. You can't say, I'm listening to you, but then something tragic happens. If you're listening to someone who is expressing pain to you, then help them find a way out of that painful situation. And I promise you, it will help you become a better person. You will feel more healthy inside. You'll heal yourself by helping others heal. Always hug someone. Always tell someone they're beautiful, they're handsome. Always encourage others to be the best that they can be, just so that you can be a better person. And never hold back any type of things that will help someone out of their situations.
I agree with you on that. I really do. And that, again, that's part of taking action and being accountable, not just for yourself, but be accountable for everyone. You know, you just have to stay accountable and take action. And when you take action, you feel a whole lot better. So I just want to thank you for joining us today. I hope that this conversation opens up a conversation in your home, on your living room couch, in your office, at your job, in your classroom, in the locker room, with whoever it is that you need to start this conversation with, and take action towards your mental health. Don't just sit on it. Don't just ponder over it and get more stressed out, become more angry, being more out of control, being more aloof. Just take action. And you can do that by speaking about it. So again, we like to thank you for joining us for our 6th annual Your Pain Matters. We will be hosting a monthly Your Pain Matters virtual summit, so we can talk about it. Go to our website, gb2k.org, fill out the form and join us. And if you'd like to support us in our mission and the things that we have going on at GB2K and the R.J. Foundation, you can do so at our website at gb2k.org. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your participation, and thank you for being mindful. I hope you all are having a great day and continue to love it forward, okay? Just love it forward. I don't care what it is. If you love it forward, it'll do well and it'll prosper. So thank you for your time today, and thank you for joining us. And I thank all of our 1,700 partners around the globe for y'all's participation and taking action towards mental health. This is GB2K and the R.J. Foundation ending the 6th annual Your Pain Matters virtual summit. Taking action on mental health is what it's all about. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Goodbye.